One of, if not the, most important things a Monster Hunter noob should be thinking about isn't doing as much damage as fast as possible, it isn't where the weak points are, and it isn't laying traps like a sneaky little bugger. Instead, it is simply how to stay alive in between getting battered around like a particularly enticing cat toy, because it's only in remaining alive and off the medical rescue cart that you stand a chance of learning the patterns and behaviors and tells of the monsters you are facing that will let you apply the damage you need to win and claim the squidgy rewards of a corpse carve. Hello again, I am Blunty. I'm your noob guide, hopefully teaching you noob-friendly noob tips for noobs storming into Monster Hunter Rise. I've spent the last little while teaching myself the basics of Monster Hunter, learning things the hard way so you don't have to. Feel super free to show your appreciation for this with bells and subs and comments and thumbs. In fact, I am literally begging you to interact, please. Doesn't take much. Come on, help with the algorithm. Now then. Monster Hunter keeps things pretty gaming normal when it comes to healing and boosting basic stats to help you stay alive. We'll talk consumables in a moment, but before that, there is a skill you will need to master that will help you avoid being hurt in the first place and thus not need to heal. It's especially useful for users of weapons without defensive wirebug moves or indeed shields. And like many of the basic but vital skills in the game, it's not something Monster Hunter really tells you about overtly, the affectionately termed Superman dive. It can be performed only when running away from the monster, and it's your player character that must be facing away from the monster. Your camera direction is irrelevant here. So indeed you can be running towards the camera but away from the monster and still pull it off so you can keep an eye on things. And it only works when you have your weapon sheathed, so a proper sprint, not the normal weapons out jog. You must be holding the R shoulder button down and sprinting away from the monster. Pressing your dodge button under these conditions instead of doing your standard dodge roll, you will instead full on belly flop dive right into the dirt. The advantage here is it offers up a nice big serving of tasty invulnerability frames as you do so. The trade-off is it obviously takes time to get back up again. It is especially useful if you're caught in the impending blast radius of an explosive area attack or the monster is pouncing at you from across the field as you run away to regroup yourself or heal or whatever. Also be aware, if you touch no controls after you land, you'll lay on the ground a little longer, which offers you a little protection from a follow-up attack or a pounce or something. Learning when to stay down and when to get up quickly as possible is a monster-to-monster learning experience, indeed, as are most strategies with any given monster's particular quirks and behaviors. So choosing to get up immediately or choosing to stay down for a moment becomes a skill you must master across every different encounter, and know when to do what based on your ability to predict what the monster will do next. Staying down also applies to being forcibly knocked down by a monster. Sometimes it's way safer to stay down for a moment after it kicks you across the field because there's an incoming follow-up attack. Sometimes staying down is basically insta-death. Some monsters are absolute bastards for it. You will learn fear, young ones. And of course, outside of that, your standard dodge roll gives you a few iframes. Once again, you'll need to practice and learn the right timings and the right directions depending on who is attacking you and how. Sometimes it's better to roll back or sideways or through an attack. But this is all pretty normal action RPG fight mechanic stuff as far as dodge rolls are concerned. There's nothing particularly unique about it in Monster Hunter. There's also certain attacks from certain weapons that can offer invincibility frames too. The Hunting Horn has some especially forgiving ones in its sweeping ZR attack. Certain wirebug moves also offer up iframes, either as a lockdown shield or during movement. And once more, this will be a learning experience for you. I'm very sure once the game is out, there will be some very specific weapon tutorials from experienced hunters that will tell you exactly all about when and where the iframes are. I'm just letting you know they are there for you to find and use. Whether or not you use a tutorial or whether or not you use your own gritted experience, it's up to you. But when, and it is when, not if, you actually take damage, well, there's several different healing items starting at standard health potions. As you move through the game and build a larger health bar, you'll start needing mega health potions, which predictably enough replenish more of your health in one go. Potions take time to drink and you can't move at full speed while using them, so plan carefully, make some space between you and the monster and make sure it doesn't look like it's about to pounce or dash while you're drinking, because of course getting hit will cancel your heal and of course do even more damage. But of course, this is Monster Hunter, so it gets more complicated than that. There's skills attached to certain items, armor or weapons that can help speed up consuming consumables too, like one called Speed Eating, which has several levels of effectiveness, and guess what it does? Further into the game, you'll unlock other healing items like Max Potion, which is an edible, faster to consume than either previous potions. It refills you to max health and also maximizes your health bar's length. There's also things like Life Powder, which is much faster than a potion, but can also heal hunters who are relatively close by as it creates a sort of short-lived healing cloud. There's even tools you, or indeed your cat helper, your Palico, can place down on the ground for an area of effect heal that lasts a set amount of time. Each different healing consumable item has a certain limit of how many you can carry with you at once, but you can also carry the raw ingredients so you can make more. You can craft them on the go as you fight out in the field. Or you can use ingredients to upgrade some pre-crafted ones. But of course, doing this takes up extra inventory space, so as per usual, it's all a balancing act. Carrying, or indeed gathering extra honey, for example, means you can turn regular potions into mega potions while in the field, and regular potions can be crafted from gathered herbs. One more aspect of healing is natural recovery. Getting hit depletes your health, but not always permanently. Your bar doesn't drain of green, and that's that. It will leave a red bar behind for a short while. And in this short while, you have a few opportunities and techniques to get this health back. Under some conditions, like under the effect of a special armor or weapon skill, or a temporary food item, or a recovery buff from the likes of a hunting horn player, you can in fact gradually heal back up to the level the red bar left behind. Unless, of course, you get hit a second time while that's trying to happen. So, healing and health recovery are slightly different animals in this game, and most recovery happens gradually. But of course, this is Monster Hunter, which means you can have certain skills on your equipped gear that can speed up how fast this recovery happens. Heck, some armor even has built-in health recovery so long as you're attacking, like the Nogiganti armor in Monster Hunter World, whose Nogiganti Hunger skill activates when wearing 3 or more pieces of the set, and it will gradually heal you as you attack. It's like being a vampire. There's another skill on gear called Wide Range, which makes normal healing items like potions also affect nearby hunters for a smaller amount, so if you regularly play in teams, that might be something you want to consider. And then there's your basic stamina buffs in the form of rations and well-done steaks. These fill and boost your stamina respectively. All pretty straightforward stuff, nothing too complicated there. You can even harvest raw meat from small animals and cook them right there and then to well-done steak in the field on a portable little barbecue. But do pay attention while you're doing this. It's a little mini-game tied to the rhythm of the music, and you can burn or improperly cook your steak, making it less effective or useless. And it goes without saying, you really don't want to be trying to do this while you're engaged in a fight, because you'll die. And then there's the Curatives, for when you're affected with what the game calls Blights, known to most gamers as status conditions, which can tick down your health over time or tick away like a time bomb waiting to do some burst damage all at once if you don't take care of it. There's some that can affect your stamina burn and recharge rates, and even your ability to fight at all or even move around properly. Heck, sleep can downright knock you unconscious and leave you utterly helpless lying on the ground. Now, some of these specific curative items I might mention here might be replaced with equivalents in Rise. Much of that info isn't public yet because, of course, when I'm making this video, the game isn't fully out. So I'll just use the Monster Hunter World items as examples. Again, this is more about making you aware of the issues and how to handle them rather than a dead flat tutorial. So, the bleed condition, for example, it ticks away at your health slowly over time. It can be instantly healed with a consumable item called Asteria Jerky, or, if you can remain safe for long enough, simply crouch down for a few moments and you recover automatically. Energy drinks are craftable or purchasable items you'll want to take with you when facing a monster who can inflict sleep. And sleep takes a few moments to take effect. You'll stumble around and wibble and wobble like you've been drugged or something, because, well, that's pretty much what's happened. So you'll only have a few seconds to select and then use the item, or risk flopping to the ground entirely vulnerable. But your helper animals, or even better yet, if you have a teammate, if they can make it over to you before you completely fall down asleep, they can literally smack you awake by hitting you with their weapon. And the same is true of being stunned as well. In Monster Hunter World, nullberries are common pickup items from plants on most maps. You can consume these raw to cure things like Thunder Blight and Water Blight and Ice Blight and Dragon Blight, which all make you slightly more vulnerable in one way or another. Poison needs an antidote, and to those of you who have faced Rathian in the demo may have already learned this one. And in Monster Hunter Rise, we already know there's more than a couple of notorious poisoners coming in the roster. Some other blights, like Fire Blight and Blast Blight, and the brand new to the series Hellfire Blight that we just learned about with the second demo introducing Magla Mallow, these can be healed by simply rolling around a few times. 3 should do it. Stop, drop and roll to put out the fire. And learning what are the correct curatives and treatments and actions to cure you of these status effects is essential, and very often you'll need to prepare your item loadout specifically to account for a particular monster you're after or are likely to encounter on your way to something else. I think I should probably do a separate video on this, but proper preparation is a big part of this game. If you go into a hunt against a monster who's big on inflicting poison, and you left for the hunt without at least a handful of antidotes, you are going to regret your life choices. And on past that, there's other items like Demon Drug and Dash Juice and Armor Skin and Adamant Pills, all of which offer time-limited boosts or buffs or resistances to various conditions or stats and stuff. And most of those are late to endgame items, so by the time you need to worry about them or even able to buy or craft them, you'll be well grounded enough in the mechanics of the game that you won't need a newbie's guide to explain why you need them and when to use them. So, hopefully, this has given you some useful insight into the base level things you can do to help keep your health bar green and your hunter hunting, and what you need to keep an eye out for as you learn how to survive. Like many things in this game, it's not quite as simple as many other games make it, which I actually really like. The game's various subtleties and complexities are one of the things that fans love most about it, and is in fact what helps it stand out from the crowd. It's part of what makes Monster Hunter Monster Hunter. But once you get to grips with it, it's not all that confusing or confronting. It's kind of like Pokemon, actually. On paper, some things seem a bit convoluted or pointlessly complicated, but once you grip the basics, it becomes second nature soon enough to know when, where, and how to use what to help keep you on your feet in between swings of your weapon. So thank you very much for watching. I am, as always, Blunty. I do appreciate the patrons scrolling up above there for their above and beyond support. And to everyone else out there, thank you for at least making it to the end of the video. Hopefully you've done some interactivity stuff on your way here. So, until I see you next, happy hunting!